Hey FlossTube, notice something different? It has been a long time, so let's go through the introduction. My name's Texas Bob 88. I'm a dude who cross stitches. I'm gonna try and look at the camera, I'm a little rusty, whatever. Sorry about my long silence. I'm sitting on my bed, so if you hear any creaking, that's what you're hearing. Um, so I decided, since I'm quarantined at home right now, that I would go ahead and post a video. No, I do not have the coronavirus. I actually tested negative. Well, it says none detected. So we're going to take that as a negative as of right now. So I'm quarantining. I live in Houston. I'm a medical professional. So at this point, I really don't want to catch it just because I don't want to shorten the medical staff needed to take care of people by being selfish and going out and exploring. So I am, like I said, corona negative. However, I have been sick. I have an upper respiratory infection that my doctor prescribed me antibiotics for. So there's that. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get into stitching real quick. That way, if you're not in the mood for social updates, um, you can in here. So there's only one project I've been working on, as a lot of y'all have know from watching past videos. Um, this thing. I'm not editing this. Just I'm sorry. So I'm a monogamous stitcher. I do have two current cross stitch whips. There's some other whips, but I'm a quilter too, so that's neither here nor there. But I haven't been stitching very much. It was like my stitching bug was just gone. It's stress from work and stuff like that. So I've gotten more done than y'all saw in the last video. If you follow me on Instagram, TexasBob81988, you'll see some of my other updates. Um, Pictures that I took and posted just because of the new job, I haven't been able to film regularly. I don't know if I'm coming back regularly either. So before all of y'all get excited, I'm no Michelle Bendy. And can I just say that woman is like a tour de force. With as much as she does with the family and cross stitch and knitting and charity and work, Michelle, I admire you so much. You have no idea. Because I am not as productive as you. And I probably have a lot more time than you do. Sorry about the bouncing. Once again, I'm on my bed. So I hope you don't get motion sick. If you do, you might want to end now. Okay, so you will notice, well, here, you will notice, I did a thing. I ordered an Omnic frame. Um, this is actually, last night was the first time I used it, and it was enjoyable, honestly. Even though I don't have a stand and it is a little big, I got one of the bigger sizes because my project is massive. So as you can see, I've started in the red. I'm started on the third page out of four for this portion. So I'm going to work all the way across and then I'll go down to the next page. I am parking. You can see my parking threads and sorry that and I'm trying to cross stitch in the diagonal. So I do a 10 by 10 square and then so I just finished this square right here. So now I'm going to come up here, work, and then come up here and work, and then I'll come back down here and then go diagonally across. There is no particular reason I'm doing that way. Um, the other day I so cheated. So let's see if I can show this to you. So right here, where that black line is, right there, big fat finger. You might notice some red under that black, and that's because I messed up. And instead of frogging, I was like, I'm not ripping this out. I don't know where it ended. I don't want to sit there and try and find it. So what I did was I just stitched over in black. It is a Christmas gift. It's going to be hanging on a wall. It's not going to be a pillow. It's not something somebody's going to like get real close to. And even if they do, I'm human, and the only person who's perfect is God. So, if you want to see the back of it, I can show you the back of it. Back of it. So pretty. So, my Omnic frame, if it's something that you're thinking about purchasing, um, I strongly recommend it. Now, I did have some problems because it is a foreign company. There were some currency exchange things, and because I bought it from another country, I actually had some international fees I had to pay. So that's something that you want to think of. Shipping was super fast. Their chocolate bars have gotten smaller, but they were delicious. And it really does work nicely. Now, last night while I was using it, what I did notice was one side kept loosening. It kept getting loose. And I was like kind of curious, but not enough to undo the whole project because it's a scroll frame. You only see a small section of it. And when I was done cross stitching and had decided that I was going to go to bed and I was unrolling it, I noticed that it was loose again. So I went ahead and unrolled it all the way before rolling it like a scroll. So, and one side of the bottom had come undone, and that's what was coming loose. So I have noticed that, sorry, I just keep noticing that my it's bouncing, and I'm really worried about making people motion sick. So bear with me. I'm gonna move y'all. Close your eyes if you get motion sick. Okay. 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 So that's probably going to be a little bit better. Sorry about the lighting change. Sorry about the angle change. But now it's not sitting on directly on my mattress, which means it shouldn't bounce as much. It's sitting on my bed frame. So I re-put it in. Now, for people who aren't used to these frames, it uses a dowel rod. You put the here. I'll just unroll it because it's easier to see. So you put your fabric in here. You really do need to make sure that it's as even as possible. No, I did not sit there and count. I just eyeballed it. I did realize that I needed a little bit more fabric at the bottom sticking out in order for it to stay properly. This is the side that did come out. So as you can see, there's a good inch here. So from now on, because I do know that I enjoy using the scroll frame and that it is something that I want to continue working on, I will make sure that all of my pieces of fabric are slightly longer than I need them in order just to give me that extra room while it's on the scroll frame. Some people will put their stitching where the dowel rod is. I would prefer not because if I snag something and it came out, it would break my heart. Uh, so that's really all I've worked on. I do have some haul. Let me grab that real quick. It'll take me 2 seconds because it's under the bed I'm sitting on. So hold please. Okay, so I'm back. Woohoo. Okay, so the first piece of haul, and I'm going to show you them in the order that I got them. This is something that my aunt found at, oops, sorry, at a craft thrift store. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. If you live in the Houston area, it's on my Instagram, TexasBob81988. And she came home and she's like, "Hey, so that designer you like, Teresa Winsler, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, well, I found a kit of hers. It's a full-blown kit." and it is the Peacock Tapestry. Um, Sorry, I'm back in that bad habit. So it came with instructions and colors. Um, I'm not going to show you the pattern because that's illegal. I have copied it into a PDF because I do everything on my iPad. I don't use paper charts anymore just because you have to copy them and then you have to keep up with them and it just becomes a pain in the rear end. So, and I mean, this piece, like, look at that. It's just beautiful. And Teresa Winsler, everything she does is absolutely gorgeous. I've been a huge fan of hers ever since I was little. I fell in love with the castle, the one with the dragon, the water dragon that's like curled around it. I fell in love with that when I first learned to cross stitch. I was like in middle school or something, and that was what I wanted to do. As a matter of fact, first project I ever started to kit up by myself was that, and I still have a good chunk of that kit put together. Now, when I say kitted up, I don't mean like I went out and bought everything. I was young, so I didn't have money, so it was Christmas gifts. And like I still have the original pattern. Like I super impressed with myself. I actually think I showed it on here when I did a what do you want me to start thing. So I'm super excited to have this. And it has some new specialty stitches that I've never done, so it should be real interesting. And like I said, it was a full kit, so I need to stop reaching over that. So here you can see threads. And the one thing I will say about this is these aren't, not all of them are DMC numbers, I don't think. No, it says it's DMC, but some of these numbers are real high. And there are even metallic threads in here. Like, look at that metallic green. Like, oh, I'm super nervous about that. What I will say is these things are not gonna survive me. I have really sweaty hands, and these are like printer paper thin. No way on God's green earth are these gonna survive me. Nope. It comes with beads too. And there's actually a needle. It came with the fabric as well. So the fabric is even weave. I was not expecting that. Um, it does feel like there are synthetic fibers in here. Oh no. Someone left a needle in the fabric. Now there's rust. Oh man. Crafters, a bit of advice. If you've decided to part with a project, take the needles out of it. It's safer for everybody who picks up the project, but trying to get rust out of fabric is doable. Just a pain in the butt. You'll hear my aunt coming home. But anyway, so there was that. And then the other thing I got, well, here, don't put it back in there. I have to, for right now. Okay, it's going back in there for right now. Okay, in the back you go. So the last bit of haul, and this was actually a Christmas gift. I didn't pay for it. One, two, needs to be cleaned. Three. This was my mom's floss collection. And she was a prolific stitcher for a while. Now she says her eyes are too bad. But, so, she hasn't been cross-stitching, so she decided that she would gift her almost, well, at the time it was a completed DMC collection to me. And it's great. I'm super happy. This will come in great for the Teresa Winsler, the unicorn that I have, because some of the colors that I used were older, so I don't know. I do know that they weren't color fast because the thread started to bleed from the sweat from my hands. As you can kind of see, they're shiny now. Um, so, sorry, I felt like I had to burp. So I feel like some of these may be closer to the older threads that I have as opposed to going out and buying new stuff. So there are some colors I'm probably going to have to buy some new stuff in. And honestly, if there's a dye lot change, I'm not gonna freak out. It is what it is. Like I said, the only person that's perfect is God. I ain't God, so I ain't gotta worry about it. Like I'm just gonna do the best I can. This is for enjoyment, keeping my hands busy, doing a thing, and it's been great. Uh, so once again, I haven't really been stitching much. I stitched like maybe 100 stitches last night, while I watched Creativity by Gidge, catching up with her. She hasn't been filming much, but I get it. Life is busy, and it's how it's been. So, life update works okay, just okay, but I can't talk about it too much. So, works okay. I might start looking for a new job, but I don't know yet. So, uh, going from days to nights is difficult. If you've never done it, when you do it permanently, like when it's a permanent change, because I don't switch back and forth. I'm either nights or days. I'm not both. And I chose nights for school. But that first almost 2 months, you're just constantly exhausted. Like you're always tired. And that was difficult. So things are getting better. I'm getting better about getting sleep and getting up and stuff. Made some dietary changes, losing some weight. Shaved my beard. The beard is actually for work. I shaved so that my face mask gets a better seal, so that if I do come in contact with a patient who is positive for COVID-19, I will be better protected. So, once again, this is just a little update to say hi. I don't know that I'm going to film on a regular basis, but I have had a lot of people asking me how I'm doing. So I did want to tell you I am doing well. I just haven't been cross stitching, and it doesn't make sense to do a floss tube if you're not cross stitching. So I've kind of just been putting it off. Hopefully my stitchy bug is back. We will see. I honestly don't know at this point. I just picked it up to work on it because I have been in my house now for ever, it feels like. And I know everybody's kind of going through it right now, so I will send y'all my love, my prayers, and my peace. Peace out and keep stitching, y'all.